Hello everyone, Dart here, and earlier today there was a developer live stream giving information out on Legion for World of Warcraft, and it was hosted by Jesse Cox and Ian Hezacostas, and they gave a lot of information. And if you were at work, like some people do, or you just simply did not have the patience or the attention span to sit through the whole thing, there was a lot of useful information, and I'll try and give it in a distilled form so you're not all crossing your eyes and trying to kill yourself by the time this is over. The very first thing, and if you take nothing else away from this, the beta announcement is out. The beta will be starting at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this Thursday. So, from what was said, there will be a wipe of alpha test characters and a huge number of beta invites going out, and those will happen in waves. So, if you love the beta experience, that will be happening this Tuesday at 2 p.m. If you do decide to do that, the start will be in Stormwind if you're Alliance, and Orgrimmar for the Horde. You will move to the Broken Shore, pursue that instance or whatever, and from there move back to Dalaran once that's complete. Also, they talked about class order halls. The discussion was made then that a lot of people were dissatisfied with garrisons from Warlords of Draenor. I know they definitely had their moments for me when I basically wanted to drop a bomb on the whole thing. They did say that this will be more like a class clubhouse rather than your own personal castle. So you'll be one of a bunch of different people in the same class. You'll have a bunch of peers rather than being the only person driving the story, which will be good. They also said that the class order halls will help move the story along rather than killing the story, which, in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions, garrisons did in Warlords of Draenor. The quest system for the class order halls is intended to hand you a quest rather than a reward for simply hitting a button. So that will definitely be a huge improvement. There will be a lot less or no customization possible because, again, this will not be your personal place, but a meeting place for everybody of your particular class. And again, just to stress this, you will be one of a group and not basically the chosen one sent off by your faction to defeat the whole plot of this expansion's group of bad guys. So that's what was said on class order halls. They also touched on the randomized world quest system. It will be a variable duration thing for the quests. Some of the more rewarding quests will be longer as far as duration goes. These will have rewards like, say, epic items, rare mounts, that sort of thing. The ones that will change very quickly, if not pursued, will be things like, go do this for 50 gold or 2,000 experience or whatever. Those probably won't stick around more than 4 hours or so. Another thing that was brought up is that the developers were not satisfied with forcing people to log in to do daily quests every day. They liked the way the Hearthstone quest system worked, where you could pile up your dailies over the course of 2 or 3 days and then come in and do them all in one fell swoop, which to me would be positively glorious. I don't know about you guys, but if I could come in and do my dailies every 2 to 3 days, that'd be a lot more fun than logging in and doing them all every single day. And just dailies get boring. There was mention made of Nostalrius and the legacy servers, and I'll give you a brief overview of what was said. And the first thing was that Ian didn't feel that he had the pay grade or the weight to make a statement of that magnitude, but he did say that he thought leveling up was too easy the way the game stood now. And he's just saying this as a developer, not as someone who's weighing in on potential pristine servers or anything like that. He also said that low-level players were completely overpowered, which is probably the case. Something about a low-level level 1 or low-level character could basically one-shot an enemy, or at the very least kill them within a 2 to 4 second frame, rather than the 12 to 16 second frame that they were looking at, so that combat would actually be more engaging and more fun rather than just simply having pushover NPCs. There was a huge statement made about content relevancy, and to that end they brought up introducing flexible zone technology, the same that will be employed with Legion, to address some of this. So if you want to address content which would traditionally be below you or at the same level as you, maybe a little bit lower, say in the green, rather than just being at your level, that it would scale so that you would actually have a little bit of fun doing it rather than breeze past it and go, whatever, boring. But the idea was to give people alternative routes of progression. Demon Hunters were next up. And one thing that was touched on was a double or triple jump, which to me is kind of funny. I don't know how many people played Marvel vs. Capcom on arcade consoles back in the day, but it was a very huge thing of doing these insane double or triple jumps, whatever, and doing like 20-hit combos that you had to use a combo breaker or something to get out of, these big wombo combos. But there was a statement made by Ian that in some places you could jump up and glide across a significant portion of the continent map, which would be interesting, especially if you kind of enjoyed the whole Aviana's feather flight thing in Warlords. Cinematics in Legion. It was stated that there will be 3 new cinematics that the alpha people haven't seen, the beta people won't see, and they will not be available until launch. So it'll be very interesting. Also, the Demon Hunter races. For now, they're elves, but a lot of people aren't too thrilled about that, and they want to try a different race. The statement was made that perhaps down the road more classes will be added. Artifacts. Yes, it's been kind of stated that PvE and PvP at the high end, there will be unlockable skins for that. But also, Ian has said that there will be secret skins that can be unlocked for reasons that have not been gone into, so artifacts will be customizable a little bit more than has been you've been led to believe. There's a lot of customization possible. Mythic plus PvE content, especially on the 5-man scale. And I know a lot of people have been talking about this. Basically, it'll work like Diablo 3's Greater Rifts. You'll finish a Mythic 5-man and get a keystone. This keystone will allow you to do the next tier of Mythic, and every time you run this, it unlocks a higher level. You'll get better gear, better drops, better rewards basically. And going along with this will be greater challenges as you progress higher in these mythic tiers. The mechanics that they talked about driving this were a system of affixes to the content. Say, once you hit Mythic +4, you'd have 2 PvE affixes, something along the lines of one affix being your tank would be skittish, the skittish affix, that it would be harder for him to hold threat or generate threat. So if you were a DPS, you'd have to actually be a little bit more careful of when you engaged and how much damage you pumped into a target. Another would be if you engaged a pack of spawns, that if you killed one, it would make all the rest of them more powerful. And this is something that had been touched on before, but definitely there would be between 8 to 10 of these affixes, and they could be applied into, or so, something like this, as you scaled up in difficulty, and that they would be on a per server or per realm, world, whatever basis, so that it would be the same experience no matter who went in that week, and they would change out every week, and a different set of affixes would be available or active, however you want to put that. Let's see, some other important notes on Mythic Plus level content. There'll be no hard limit to the number of levels that you can go up. However, at some point, there will be sort of a soft level where it's just not humanly possible to progress further. So, having done Mythic Plus content, if you beat a Mythic level instance, you will get, there was mention of persistent rewards, where a chest would show up in your garrison every week, and based on your level of completion, you would have increasingly better and better rewards in it. So I thought that was neat. New transmog system. They went into a lot of detail about the transmog system, how it's going to work. One thing that they did confirm was that if you don't like the way your artifact looks, you very well, yes, can indeed transmog your artifact. Although they thought it was silly that people would even bring that up, but yes, you can if you don't like the way it looks. World quests. Much more variety and much less currency grind. If you had much to do with the Tanan expansion or content patch, and you didn't like going out farming Apexis crystals for every last little thing under the sun, including 120,000 of them for a certain mount, that will be much less of a thing, if not a thing at all. So very good to hear on that front. Another thing that was mentioned was that you can stack, to some degree at least, related quests, and that there will be lore with quests rather than going and filling a blue bar and getting a reward or whatever. More context to questing, more story, less randomness and just silliness with chasing down blue bars to fill. So I thought that was a push in the right direction. I think Jesse Cox made the statement that, you know, actually having story and a little bit of role play in a role play game made a little bit more sense and gave it a little bit more context than brainlessly wandering around the map, finding highlighted areas and filling a bar. So hopefully this will be a very good thing. That's all that was really brought up during the live stream. So this is Dart, and good luck and have fun in all your games. Take care, everyone.